Alright, so in this video we're going to show how to get a good scan without a seam overlap. And so I'm going to start off my scan about half a meter away, and then I'm going to adjust my scan size to be big enough to cover my whole object, but not so big that I completely lose all my resolution. So that's going to be good right there. I can still see detail in his face and see the whole back of the table. So I'm about half a meter away. And then I'm going to start my scan. And then the first thing I'm going to do is actually step back a little bit until I'm about a meter or so away from my subject. And what that's doing is letting Tango's tracking work better. And so Scandy is using Tango's tracking to build our tracking on top of. And so whenever you have the mesh overlap that seam, that's because the tracking has built up an error over the course of it doing the scan, and it basically just, can't quite align the mesh perfectly on the end. And so by giving a little bit more distance between you and the subject, Tango's tracking tends to be better, which lets Scandy's tracking tend to be better as well then. So you can see I just got through with my scan and went all the way around and was able to resolve the edge of the Santa hat nice and well. So I'm going to stop my scan here, and then I'm going to stop my scan here, and then I will come and show you what the resulting mesh looks like. Just 1 second to lock my phone into the tripod, and then you can see that we've got a nice scan that is a pretty good full 360 with no seam. So there's that edge, there's that line, it's not there. So we found is taking a little bit more distance between you and your subject really helps to make Tango's tracking work better. And so there's my full scan, no real seam to speak of. So we'll do a quick compare and contrast. So that scan looked good, and now what we're going to do is show what the result of doing a scan walking around up close to the subject the whole way looks like. So I'm not adjusting the scan size, so we're just going to start with the same thing, and then if I keep my rough half meter distance, see, we're tracking pretty well, and scan looks like it's going just fine. But what you're going to run up against is the same issue that we were looking at to address with this is the seam. So there, my whole mesh just filled in on the back, but it filled in at kind of the wrong spot. And so now coming back over to this edge, this is the exact problem that we're trying to deal with right here, is there's a seam on the shoulder of our scan subject. So that was done at about half a meter distance, whereas if you put a meter or a little bit more between you and your subject, Tango's tracking works much better. So we hope that little explainer video helps you make better scans with Scandy Pro. Thanks.